Hey guys, Shalom Aleichem. Happy Monday. I am almost certain that there's not going to be too many people joining. It is a little bit late. It's about 9 o'clock Mountain Time, which makes it 8 o'clock Pacific Time, 10 o'clock Central Time, and then about 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So sorry for getting on super late, but I wanted to make sure I did the reading. So hopefully those who view it tomorrow will enjoy. So we're going to pick up on John chapter 11 and then continue through chapter 12, God willing. Okay. And a certain one was sick, Eleazar from Bethania, the village of Miriam and her sister Martha. Now it was Miriam who anointed the master with perfume and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Eleazar was sick. Therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, Master, see, he whom you love is sick. But when Yeshua heard, he said, This sickness is not unto death, but for the esteem of Elohim, so that the Son of Elohim might be esteemed by it. Now Yeshua loved Martha and her sister and Eleazar. Therefore, when he heard that he was sick, then indeed he stayed at the place where he was 2 more days. Then after this, he said to the taught ones, Let us go back to Yehuda. The taught ones said to him, Rabbi, the Yehudim were but now seeking to stone you, and you are going back there? Yeshua answered, Are there not 12 hours in the day? If anyone walks in the day, does he not stumble, because he sees the light of this world? But if anyone walks in the night, he stumbles, because the light is not in him. He said this, and after that he said to them, Our friend Eleazar has fallen asleep, but I am going there to wake him up. Therefore the taught ones said to him, Master, if he has fallen asleep, he shall recover. But Yeshua had spoken about his death, whereas they thought that he spoke of taking rest in sleep. So then Yeshua said to them plainly, Eleazar has died. And for your sake I am glad I was not there, in order for you to believe. But let us go to him. Toma, who was called the twin, then said to his fellow taught ones, Let us also go, so that we die with him. Therefore, when Yeshua arrived, he found that he had already been 4 days in the tomb. Now Bethania was near Yerushalayim, about 15 stadia away. And many of the Yehudim had come to Martha and Miriam to comfort them concerning their brother. Martha then, when she heard that Yeshua was coming, met him, but Miriam was sitting in the house. Martha then said to Yeshua, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. But even now I know that whatever you might ask of Elohim, Elohim shall give you. Yeshua said to her, Your brother shall rise again. Martha said to him, I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection at the last day. Yeshua said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me, though he dies, he shall live. And everyone that is living and believing in me shall never die at all. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Master, I believe that you are the Messiah, the Son of Elohim, who is coming into the world. And having said this, she went away and called her sister Miriam secretly, saying, The teacher is here and calls you. When she heard, she rose up quickly and came to him. And Yeshua had not yet come into the village, but was in the place where Martha met him. Therefore the Yehudim who were with her in the house and were comforting her, when they saw that Miriam rose up quickly and went out, followed her, saying, She is going to the tomb to weep there. Miriam, therefore, when she came where Yeshua was and saw him, she fell down at his feet, saying to him, Master, if you had been here, my brother would not have died. Yeshua, therefore, when he saw her weeping, and the Yehudim who came with her weeping, he groaned in the spirit and was troubled, and said, Where have you laid him? They said to him, Master, come and see. Yeshua wept. The Yehudim therefore said, See how he loved him. And was this one who opened the eyes of the blind not also able to prevent this one from dying? Yeshua, therefore, again groaning in himself, came to the tomb. Now it was a cave, and a stone lay against it. Yeshua said, "Take away the stone." Martha, the sister of him who had died, said to him, "Master, already he smells, for it is 4 days." Yeshua said to her, "Did I not say to you that if you believe, you shall see the esteem of Elohim?" So they took away the stone where the dead man was laid, and Yeshua lifted up his eyes and said, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me, and I know that you always hear me. Because of the crowd standing by, I say this, in order that they believe that you sent me." And when he had said this, he cried with a loud voice, "Elazar, come out!" And he who died came out, bound feet and hands with wrappings, and his face was wrapped with a cloth. Yeshua said to them, "Loosen him and let him go." Therefore many of the Yehudim who had come to Miriam and had seen what Yeshua did believed in him. But some of them went away to the Pharisees and told them what Yeshua did. So the chief priests and the Pharisees gathered a council and said, "What shall we do? Because this man does many signs. If we let him alone like this, they all shall believe in him, and the Romans shall come and take away from us both our place and nation." And one of them, Caiaphas, being high priest that year, said to them, "You know not, neither do you consider that it is better for us that one man die for the people than that the entire nation should perish." But he did not say this from himself, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Yeshua was about to die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but to gather together into one the children of Elohim who were scattered abroad. So from that day on, they plotted to kill him. Yeshua, therefore, no longer went openly among the Yehudim, but went from there into the country near the wilderness, to a city called Ephraim, and remained there with his taught ones. Now the Pesach of the Yehudim was near, and many went from the country up to Yerushalayim before the Pesach to set themselves apart. And so they were seeking Yeshua and spoke among one another, standing in the set-apart place, "What do you think? Is he not coming to this festival at all?" And both the chief priests and the Pharisees had given a command that if anyone knew where he was, he should disclose it, in order for them to seize him. So that's the end of John chapter 11. And then I'm going to continue, God willing, into John chapter 12. Shalom Aleichem, everyone. All right, so John chapter 12. Accordingly, Yeshua, 6 days before the Pesach, came to Beth Anya, where Elazar was, who had died, whom he raised from the dead. So they made him a supper there, and Martha served, while Elazar was one of those who sat at the table with him. Then Miriam took a pound of costly perfume of nard, anointed the feet of Yeshua, and wiped his feet with her hair. And the house was filled with the fragrance of the perfume. Then one of his taught ones, Yehuda from Kirioth, son of Shimon, who was about to deliver him up, said, "Why was this perfume not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" And when he said this, not because he was concerned about the poor, but because he was a thief and had the bag, and he used to take what was put in it. Yeshua then said, "Let her alone. She has kept this for the day of my burial. For the poor you have with you always, but me you do not have always." Then a great crowd of the Yehudim learned that he was there, and they came, not on account of Yeshua only, but also to see Elazar, whom he had raised from the dead. And the chief priests resolved to kill Elazar as well, because on account of him many of the Yehudim went away and believed in Yeshua. On the next day, a great crowd who had come to the festival, when they heard that Yeshua was coming to Yerushalayim, took the branches of palm trees and went out to meet him, and were crying out, "Hoshiana! Blessed is he who is coming in the name of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, the sovereign of Yisrael." And Yeshua, having found a young donkey, sat on it, as it has been written, "Do not fear, daughter of Zion. See, your sovereign is coming, sitting on the colt of a donkey." At first, his taught ones did not understand this, but when Yeshua was esteemed, then they remembered that this was written about him and that they had done this to him. Therefore, the crowd who were with him when he called Eleazar out of his tomb and raised him from the dead were bearing witness. On account of this, the crowd also met him, because they heard that he had done this sign. The Pharisees then said among themselves, "You see how you were getting nowhere at all? Look, the world has gone after him." And there were certain Greeks among those coming up to worship at the festival. These then came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida of Galilee, and were asking him, saying, "Master, we wish to see Yeshua." Philip came and told Andri, and in turn Andri and Philip told Yeshua. And Yeshua answered them, saying, "The hour has come for the Son of Adam to be esteemed. Truly, truly, I say to you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. He who loves his life shall lose it, and he who hates his life in this world shall preserve it for everlasting life. If anyone serves me, let him follow me, and where I am, there my servant also shall be. If anyone serves me, the Father shall value him. Now I myself am troubled, and what shall I say? Father, save me from this hour? But for this reason I came into this hour. Father, esteem your name." Then a voice came from the heaven, "And I have both esteemed it and shall esteem it again." So the crowd who stood by and heard it were saying there had been thunder. Others said, "A messenger has spoken to him." Yeshua answered and said, "This voice did not come because of me, but for your sake. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world shall be cast out. And I, if I am lifted up from the earth, shall draw all men unto myself." He said this, signifying by what death he was about to die. The crowd answered him, "We have heard out of the Torah that the Messiah remains forever. And how do you say, the son of Adam has to be lifted up? Who is this son of Adam?" Yeshua therefore said to them, "Yet a little while the light is with you. Walk while you have the light, lest darkness overtake you. And he who walks in darkness does not know where he is going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you become sons of light." These words Yeshua spoke and went off and was hidden from them. But though he had done so many signs before them, they did not believe in him, that the word of Yeshayahu, the prophet, might be fulfilled, which he spoke. Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh, who has believed our report, and to whom has the arm of Yod-Heh-Vav-Heh been revealed. Because of this, they were unable to believe, because again, Yeshayahu said, "He has blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, so that they should not see with their eyes and understand with their heart and turn, and I should heal them." Yeshayahu said this when he saw his esteem and spoke of him. Still, even among the rulers, many did believe in him, but because of the Pharisees, they did not confess him, lest they should be put out of the congregation. For they loved the praise of men more than the praise of Elohim. When Yeshua cried out and said, "He who believes in me believes not in me, but in him who sent me. And he who sees me sees him who sent me. I have come as a light into the world, so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness. And if anyone hears my words, but does not watch over them, I do not judge him. For I did not come to judge the world, but to save the world. He who rejects me and does not receive my words has one who judges him. The word that I have spoken shall judge him in the last day. Because I spoke not for myself, but the Father who sent me has given me a command, what I should say and what I should speak. And I know that his command is everlasting life. Therefore, whatever I speak, as the Father has said to me, so I speak." Amen. So that is the end of John chapter 12. So hello, Carrie. Hi, Winter Rain. So that's the end of the reading today. hopefully you guys enjoyed. John seriously is just like one of my favorite books because it is so clear. It's so clear. It's so clear, guys. Who Jesus is proclaiming to be, who he is, and how people respond to what he's saying. He is 100% saying that he is divine because he is the Word made flesh, sent from God. So yeah, the book of John is just always just gives me good feels. So anyway, hopefully you guys have a wonderful Monday night. I'm gonna get on off of here and have some dessert because I already had dinner. So anyway, bye you guys.